Hey there, Rean.
Looks like someone's done with class for the day.
Yep, just got out. Wait, is that?
Yep, Angie's brand new bike.
We started building it for you, but then we had a change of heart. I just couldn't tear you away from your current ride after you'd grown so attached.
Now I feel bad, considering I pretty much did just that to you. Your new one's got a pretty cool design, though.
Don't get too jealous. Specs are pretty much the same as yours. Well, before Angie tunes it up and adds her custom gear for distance riding, that is.
But distance riding would mean... You're planning on going off on some big journey, aren't you?
10 points to Rean. I just felt like it was time for me to go out and see the world for myself. My martial arts teacher did the same thing once, so I'm sure it'll be a valuable experience for me. The plan for now is to travel through the entirety of Zemuria.
That's not a very specific plan, and a pretty sizable journey.
You can say that again. I have no idea where she finds the energy.
Oh, really now? Your plan to visit the continent's most famous engineering factories is pretty much exactly the same thing.
You really think so?
I take it you'll be leaving Erebonia for a while too, George?
Seems that way. First stop's Liberl and ZCF. Always wanted to see it. After that, I got my heart set on a trip to the Epstein Foundation over in Le Mans State. While I'm at it, I think it'd be nice to pay a visit to the Verne Company in Calvert, too.
Will you even be able to get into Calvert at this point?
Hey, I didn't say it'd be easy, but I think I can pull some strings. The real reason for this trip is to figure out what I can do as an engineer to help smooth over our international relations. Meeting the continent's finest engineers and discussing things with them should really help get the ball rolling on that.
You've thought that far ahead. That's really admirable. I hope you can find a way to make that happen. Even though I feel kind of hypocritical saying that, as someone who participated in the war.
Don't beat yourself up over it, Rean.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was your only option, given the way the Chancellor set things up. Your actions actually helped us avoid an even longer, more brutal war.
But...
Angie's right. You played a role that no one else could have. Just think. If things kept going the way they were going, we could have been at war with all of Crossbell. I don't even want to imagine the number of lives that would have been lost if you hadn't stepped in the way you did.
Of course, us telling you whether or not you should feel guilty doesn't matter. It all comes down to you facing your own feelings over what you did. But there's one thing we'd like you to remember as you do. You're not alone, Rean. You've got friends who understand why you did what you did.
Sometimes, I wonder how I was lucky enough to get such good ones. Thanks, you guys. This really helps.
Don't mention it. On a completely different note, why don't you pay Valimar a visit while you're here? We spared no expense making sure he'd be nice and cozy in there.
I think I will. But not to discredit your coziness efforts or anything, but he seems fine no matter where I leave him.
Well, aren't you a sweet chevalier? Maybe I'll check in on him in a bit too.
So, that conversation, I don't know if these guys show up again in 3 and 4. I have no idea. But what I do know is that the Legend of Heroes game series, the Trails Up stuff, really likes to take characters from one series and put them into another one. It happened with characters from Trails in the Sky are in this game, and they were, I think, in the Crossbell games, and I know the Crossbell games are the characters, like I said, are going to start showing up in this game series. So it's entirely possible that if we don't see George and Angie again in the Trails of Cold Steel stuff, 3 and 4, it's entirely possible that we'll see them in whatever the next series after this is. So this is probably not the end of these two characters, but it is definitely I think, a temporary goodbye, or at least a decreasing of their activity.
Hey, Valimar. How you holding up?
Relatively comfortably. My ability to self-repair means that maintenance is not mandatory, but I expect it will increase my operating efficiency.
Glad to hear it. This is going to be our new home base for the time being, so you can get in as much maintenance as you need. I'm gonna need you a lot in the days ahead, Valimar.
I will strive to meet your expectations.
Something wrong?
Not as such. I thought I sensed something unusual, but it must have been my imagination.
You really are getting to be scarily human these days, you know? What was it you sensed, though? A person?
I am unsure. It may have simply been a fluctuation in the earth veins below us. Similar fluctuations are hardly abnormal.
Well, if you don't think it's anything worth worrying about, I'll try and put it out of my mind. If you sense anything strange in the future, though, let me know, okay? You can tell me... telepathically was the word, right?
Indeed. I shall use it to inform you should I sense anything is amiss.
I owe nearly as much to the writing club this year as I do to our class. My time at Thor's wouldn't have been nearly as interesting if I hadn't joined. I consider myself lucky to have done so. I'm happy to hear that. Still, Rean, from what I understand, my brother owes you a lot for what you've done during your stay in Crossbell. I wouldn't say that. While I was there, I saw the extent of his political skill over and over again, and, well, I feel like I only now know just how much he's capable of. In both good ways and bad, I assume. I thought I knew him just like I thought I knew my father, but in the end, they were both strangers to me. Sorry, Eustace. Well, enough about me. I just wish he could have seen his duty as one of the Academy's directors through to the end of the year, that's all. Ah, if it isn't Rean Schwarzer, allow me to give you my belated congratulations on your incredible work over in Crossbell. Though it does break my heart that such a heavy burden should fall to a student such as yourself. Don't feel bad, sir. I was the one who chose to accept the Crossbell government's request after all. Besides, it wouldn't do me any good to run away from this. The role I've been given is difficult, but I'll see it through to the end. I ended up meeting some interesting people over there too. I have no regrets. And then I shall only say one more thing. I'm sure your days ahead will be full of hardships. Be sure not to lose sight of yourself as you face them. Yeah, I still don't know. I've played this game twice now, and I still don't understand why exactly Rean took on the Crossbell stuff, because it's not like... I know it's his dad, but he doesn't like his dad, right? Like, he doesn't like him, and he doesn't seem to like the way that they do things. And the whole war, he was like, I'm not really, like, picking a side, even though, let's be honest, they were totally on the Imperial side. But, it's not like Oliver or somebody asked him to do it. He's got no reason to do it for Rufus. He's got no reason to do it for his dad. So it's like, why? I shouldn't say that. He's got no reason to do it for Osborne. So it's like, why? Like, what causes him to do it? Like, why is he doing it? Is it just because he's the national hero? Well, he could just not do it. Like, if he doesn't like being the national hero, then he could just not do things, and people would stop caring about him as well. So it didn't make any sense to me. It still doesn't really. That is all the advice I can give you. Thank you, sir. General Van Dyke was my superior back when I was in the army. As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance. Is something wrong, Schwarzer? No, sir, not at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Principal Van Dyke knew something. But now's not the time to start asking. Why, hello, Rean. How goes your studying? I'd be more than happy to help if you're having any sort of trouble. Thanks for the offer, but I think I'll be alright. I've got the Machias and Emma support system keeping me on the ball. If that offer extends to next year, though, I'm sure I'll be taking you up on it then. Oh, by all means. Nothing in this world makes me happier than lending a hand to students in need. Oh, and by the way, I pretty much finished decoding those black records you gave me. As much as it pains me, you can take them off my hands. You have? There's some fascinating stuff in there, if I do say so myself. Be sure to look them over if you have the time. Right. But can you believe the academic year is so close to its end? I'd just love to see it off with a big old party, wouldn't you? Huh, I think you're onto something. I'm pretty curious about this report he just gave me. I'll have to look it over when I get back to the dorm. Hoa handing over all of her work to the rest of the student council should be ending today. So I'm guessing she's still here. There's definitely someone in there, but there's no response. Oh, I know. Excuse me, I'm coming in.
Yep, I knew it. No wonder she fell asleep. She must have been really busy getting everything sorted out for the spring. Makes me remember finding her like this over in the computer room. Oh, right. I probably shouldn't look too much or she'll get mad when she wakes up.
Angie. George. Crow. Rean? What are you doing in my room? Wait, this is the student council room. I must have fallen asleep.
Sorry for coming in without permission. I did knock, though.
Don't worry about it. It's my fault for dozing off like this. Why do you always have to keep finding me like that? I hope you weren't looking at me while I was sleeping again.
I did try to look as little as possible.
Well, if you say so. Is something the matter? You're not looking too well.
No, I'm fine. Maybe the light streaming in through the window is making me look off color? I feel fine, really.
Come with me.
What's this all about?
I know that you're a boy and all, and I do think that you've grown a lot during your year here. No, I probably shouldn't even call you a boy anymore. You're a grown man now, but that doesn't mean you always have to stand and endure everything life throws your way. Okay? If it gets too much, it's alright to sit down and let it all out. Whether you're a boy or a grown man doesn't change that. It's okay, Rean.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I promised I'd bring him back. I promised I'd make him graduate with you, but I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You did everything you could. You made sure he knew how we all felt. And you let all of us know how he really felt too. So, don't get so worked up about it. Okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Well, I guess we're even then. Not like I jump for joy every time you catch me sleeping.
Have you finished getting everything ready for the next student council now, by the way?
Yep. My days of being president are almost done. The first years taking over are really smart, though. I barely had to teach a thing in the end.
Still, it must have been hard work getting through it all. You're going on a tour of various NGOs after graduation, right?
Yep. The plan's to take a year to visit NGOs in lots of different fields. Politics, economics, engineering, medicine. After that, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably join either the army or something related to the government, I suppose.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd both love to have you. There's no chance either one would say no to you. Especially since taking a year off hasn't made them any less determined to recruit you. After all you did with commanding the courageous, it's no wonder you're so in demand.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything special, really. Still, I feel like it'd be best in the long run for me to see the world from a variety of different perspectives. I don't know what path I'll choose, but I want to step onto it with a firm decision on how things should be. I think that's the best thing I can do for this country's future. Maybe I'm being a little overdramatic there, though.
Not at all. After how much you've done for this academy, I can only imagine how much you could do for this country. Just try not to overwork yourself, okay? We're with you all the way, but we will always worry, you know?
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. What was it that made you come here? I mean, I'm happy you did, but...
Oh, I'd completely forgotten too. I just came to ask if there was anything I could do to help tomorrow, seeing as it's another free day.
But you've only just come back. And besides, tomorrow's your...
That's all the more reason I want to spend tomorrow's free day the same way I spent all of the others. It wouldn't feel like our final free day is Class 7 if it were any different.
Well, if you say so. Okay. I do have a few things in mind, so I'll just drop them into your mailbox in the dorm like I always do. And thanks for offering.
Rean? Oh, hey guys. Didn't expect to run into you. Yeah, crazy coincidence, huh? Are you heading back to the dormitory too? That was the idea. Why don't we all head back together then? It's nice seeing the flowers as they start to bloom. Yeah, I know you said earlier they'd be in full bloom in a week, but I'm thinking it'll be closer to the end of the month, personally. Just in time for the welcoming ceremony. The new students will be able to begin their academic lives here surrounded by lino flowers, just as we did. How wonderful. You've all known each other since your first day here, right? That's right, nobody else started partway through the year like you did. But back then, I never could have imagined we'd get along this well. We got off to kind of a rocky start. You're telling me. Especially Machias and Eustace. For what it's worth, I do regret the way I behaved back then. It's not exactly something I'm terribly proud of. Oh, think nothing of it. Immaturity makes fools of even the best of us at times. Thanks, Hold on! What's with that expression? You weren't exactly standing on the moral high ground either. I wouldn't have had as much of a reason to behave the way I did if you hadn't kept looking down your nose at me. Did you not hear me say the best of us? It was hell on all of us at the time, but it's all just a fond memory now. I suppose the same could be said about your and Rean's little incident at the start of the year, couldn't it? Just had to bring that up, didn't you? I should have seen this coming. Oh, little incidents are my favorite. Tell me. Well, don't you dare. She's the last person who needs to know. Our first day really was full of surprises. Yeah, I can't imagine too many teachers welcoming their students by dropping them through a hole in the floor. Even without having to fight a gargoyle on the way out, that's a pretty memorable start to a school year. That gargoyle proved to be quite the opponent, too. I'll say, and when we finally managed to pull together and defeat it, she just casually drops in like nothing happened. It's like she was lying in wait the whole time, watching and waiting for the chance to strike. That's exactly what she was doing. Still, as exhausting and unusual as it was, that was how our class began. I'm pretty sure it's burned into all of our memories at this point. How could it not be? I have no doubt about that. Even so, I'm sure it's one of the memories that I'll cherish decades into the future. Aw, now you've got me all jealous. Now it's my turn to do something crazy and make some super memorable memories too. Don't you dare. I dread to imagine what she's thinking when she says something crazy. On a hopefully unrelated note, what are we going to do for dinner tonight? I'd only planned on getting something over at Kirsch's, but if anyone has any better ideas, I think it may be a good idea to make something for ourselves. If we divide up the work between us, I'm sure our meal will have quite a bit of variety too. That does sound nice. My cooking skills are in danger of getting rusty too. No objections here. Well, unless anyone has what they need already, I think it's time to split up. We've probably got a lot to buy, so...
That won't be necessary.
Huh?
Sharon?
What reason could you possibly have for being here?
The chairman gave me her permission to return to my former position as your dormitory's caretaker, which means I am here to serve you all once more. There may only be a short time left until the end of the year, but I'll make sure you want for nothing during it. I've already started preparing your evening meal, so there's no need to go out and buy anything.
Oh, well, how about that?
I'm fine with this.
We will gladly accept your offer.
Sharon's cooking's better than whatever grub we could rustle up together anyway.
How do you manage to get permission from Mother in the first place, though? Weren't you helping to rebuild the Reinford group? I thought the company was getting so many orders in, it was struggling to keep up.
Now that Master Gwyn has returned to the company, everything is back in order. He and the chairman have been speeding through one task after another since he got back.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the former and current chairman make quite a team, I see.
Boy, I'm starving. Wouldn't mind a drink either. With the weather getting warmer, it's just about time for peak beer season. Huh? What are you guys all gathered out here for? Oh, why are you here?
It's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah. I brought a bountiful supply of smoked oysters and sardines if you'd like a snack to accompany your beer. Would you like them alongside your dinner?
Damn it. Yes.
I'm surprised she can just walk around in public like this, you know, considering her affiliation.
I'm guessing there's some sort of agreement in place between Reinford and the government to leave her alone. Though, even if there weren't, I can't imagine anything would be able to stop Sharon from doing what she wants.
So I broke you, and I'm trying to fix this, but